Hi students. In the last video we have discussed the nature of management, and there we have studied that management has the nature of art, science and profession. There if somebody asks you that whether management is an art or science, what will be your reply? In that case you can quote the feature of management as a science and profession, or science and art. Then at the end, a conclusion paragraph can be given in such a way that management is an art as well as a science. Or otherwise, if someone is asking that, if there is a question in the exam that whether management is a science, then you can state the feature of science as well as feature of management as a science. Then finally you can explain that management is a science but not an exact science. It is an inexact science. In that way a conclusion can be made. Now the functions of management. Management has various functions, and different managerial experts says different functions for management. They say that management has many functions, and in accordance with their own views, own perspective, they say different functions are there for management. In different way they explains. By summing up all the functions contributed by different managerial experts, we consider 5 aspects or 5 functions for management. So management has 5 functions, and we are going to explain all those 5 functions in this video. First one is planning. Planning is, we know that what is planning. What is planning? Planning is something deciding in advance or forecasting the future events. For example, a simple thing, in order to enter the class, while entering the class itself, you will decide that where you will sit, or before entering the class you will decide that today where I have to sit. Or otherwise, in the beginning of the day itself you will think that which teacher will come in the first period, what will be the teaching, what will be the portion teaching, or what are the works given by him, or how to handle that situation. All those things you will decide in advance. That is nothing but planning. So planning is deciding in advance, or planning is estimating the future events or forecasting. So all the things can be considered as planning. And we can say that it is deciding in advance what is to be done, where, when it is to be done. Like that many questions will arise. So a solution for all those questions is planning. So planning is forecasting future events. So in management, manager plans, manager forecasts the future events. Then deciding in advance what is to be done, how it is to be done, when it is to be done, and who has to do it. That also decides in management. Manager decides what is to be done, and when that is to be done, and how it is to be done, and who is the person responsible to do it, or through whom we can complete that work. Then planning reduces the risk of uncertainties. Planning reduces the risk of uncertainties. Planning will not eliminate the risk, or planning will not eliminate the risk of uncertainties, but it may reduce the risk. It may reduce the risk. And it helps to achieve the goals effectively and efficiently. That is what the main 2 concepts in management. Attain the task efficiently and effectively. That will be done through planning. So planning is forecasting future events, or deciding what is to be done, when it is to be done, who has to do it, and it helps to reduce the risk, and it achieves goal effectively and efficiently. And we can say that planning bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to go. Planning bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to go. So this is one of the important function of management. So each functions will be discussed in each separate chapter. So this for planning there is a separate chapter. Next one is organizing. For that also there is a separate chapter. So here we are going to see that what is organizing. Organizing means arranging the things. For example, assigning the duties and dividing the work, and helps the people to complete the work or make a situation to complete the work. All those things are called organizing. So organizing is assigning the duties and grouping the tasks. Assigning the duties means assigning the work to different people and grouping the tasks. For example, all the tasks related to production will be arranged as production function or production task. Or all the activities related to purchase of raw material is a purchase function. So like that, assigning the duties and then group the task or work. Then establishing authority. Establishing authority says that authority is the right to give orders and get the orders accomplished. Right to give the orders and get the orders accomplished. So it says that to whom we have to report after completing the work, to whom we have to report, or who are the authorized person controlling each work. So that authority will be established. Then allocating the resources to do the work. So assigning the duties and grouping the work, then establishing responsibilities and allocating the resources. These are the main things in organizing. So organizing is the process of arranging the things in order to perform a job under a certain authority. That is called, that process is called organizing. That is another important function of management. The next one is staffing. Staffing means what it is. Yes, selection of the right person to perform a particular task. Selection of a right person to complete a particular task is called staffing. So staffing is putting or finding the right people for the right job. And for that, what we will do, we will recruit some persons, and from the recruited persons we will select some people and they will be appointed. That is called placement, and for them training will be given after appointment. Then they will be retained in the business till their retirement, and after the retirement their retirement benefits are to be settled, and in their place some new employees are to be replaced. So from finding the people and recruiting, selection, placement, training and retirement, and after that selection of next person in his place, that much activities are together called as staffing. Then comes directing. What is directing? Directing is inducing the people to do the work. Inducing people to do the work. That is called directing. How to induce the people to do the work? We have to motivate them. So in film, director makes an actor to act in a desired manner. Desired manner means what is decided by the director. In that way, an actor should behave or act. For that, he will induce. It is the work. Induce or motivate the artist. So that is the work of a director. That is the function. That function is called directing, motivating or inducing people to do certain work. So directing consists of motivation and incentives. Motivation means stimulating people to do some work, stimulating people to do certain activities. For that, we have to give some incentives. Incentives means some benefits will be given to them. Benefits in the sense, some positive incentives are there and negative incentives are also there. For example, promotion is a positive incentive. Punishment is a negative incentive. So in that way, we will motivate people to do the work. Then after motivation, they will be supervised to check that whether they are doing the work in a desired manner, correctly or not. So this is also a part of direction. Then the manager will lead the group, or he will appoint certain persons under him for leading the group. So that leadership is there, and proper communication. Things will be communicated to them, how to do the work. So directing is motivating and giving incentives, supervising the group, and leading them and communicate in an effective manner. Then comes the last function of management, controlling. What is controlling? Controlling is regulating the activities to get the goal to be accomplished, or in order to accomplish the end result, the activities will be regulated. That activity or process of regulating the things are called controlling. So for controlling, we will fix a standard first. An employee should do this much work in this much time. Then we'll check that whether he is doing actually to get that work, that much standard, he is able to fulfill or not. If not, what is the reason? And that reason will be analyzed, and if it is unfavorable one, that will be eliminated. That is the work of control. So controlling is establishing a standard of performance. For example, in a day of 8 hours, an employee should produce 100 units of product. That is standard fixed. In a day, an employee should produce 100 units of product. Then we'll analyze the actual performance. Then actual performance, how much an employee produced at the end of the day. For example, an employee produced 90 units only. So that the 90 unit and 100 unit will be compared and analyze the deviation. 10 unit is deviation. That deviation is unfavorable deviation. And that deviation will be corrected. So what is the reason? So if he is inefficient or less efficient, he will be motivated or he will be given training. So this much is included in the process of controlling. So controlling is establishing standard of performance and assessing the actual performance and comparing that with the standard, then analyzing the deviation and taking corrective measures to overcome that unfavorable deviation. So these are the functions of management: planning, organizing, then directing, staffing, and controlling. That's the end. So once again, planning, organizing, directing, staffing, and controlling are the functions of management.